My name's Kitty Sullivan. Today's the beginning of the school holidays, and Terry and I, he's my brother, we're just going to go off on a secret adventure. If we'd have known what was going to happen to us, though, we'd never have started it. Hi, Mum.
Hey, Mum.
Terry, how was school?
All right. Thanks, the crust.
Oh, you had the crust yesterday.
You can both have a crust.
This powder told Delicious got nits again.
Well, I hope you weren't nasty to her this time.
The Thompsons are going to Olinda for the holidays.
The Thompsons can afford to.
Can we go out and play?
As long as you're home in good time, Aunt and Uncle are coming over. Oh, and ask John to bring these things back from the corner shop, will you?
What's John doing at the corner shop?
You better ask your brother that.
Reckon I will.
Oh, and ask John to pick up your father's watch from the jeweller up in High Street.
Righto, Mum.
Now, don't forget.
No, no.
What are you going to do over the holidays?
Well, if I'm going to be a doctor in 3 years, they tell me I'll have to study. But not all the time.
What are you doing down here?
Talking to Aunt. All right.
Hello, Anna.
Hello, Kitty.
What are you after, Kitty?
Mum wants you to bring back some things.
Here's the list. See ya.
Bye.
Come on, kid.
Goodbye, Anna.
Bye, Kitty.
I've got an idea that Kitty approves.
But what about your mother and father?
What about them?
Mama's going to ask them tonight.
Terry, we forgot to tell John.
What?
Pick up the watch.
No, too far. We'll do it ourselves.
You mean take it home first?
No, afterwards.
We should take it straight home.
Getting scared, aren't you?
No.
You, Mrs. Sullivan.
Come in, Mrs. Jessup.
Oh, I won't stop, Mrs. Sullivan. I was having some of the ladies' guild round for bridge tonight, but Mrs. Tanner's boys came down with a whooping cough. None of that family is strong, you know, and well, being next door, I thought you might like to join us.
Oh, that's very kind, Mrs. Jessup. But my brother-in-law and his wife are coming around tonight.
Oh, yes. Works on the wharves, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Hello, Mum. Oh, Mrs. Jessup.
Hello, dear. Just about to make a cup of tea. Like one?
Can I have a cup of coffee?
Oh, see if there's any essence in the pantry and bring in the cake, love. How about you, Mrs. Jessup?
Well, I shouldn't really. I mean, now I'll have to find someone else for the bridge tonight. But seeing as you're making a cuppa... Oh, Mrs. Sullivan, could I ask Tom to do me a favour?
Yes, of course.
Tom, would you be so kind as to cut some wood for me? I have a nice young couple from the country arriving to stay with me tomorrow. And I thought a nice fire now and again might make them feel at home.
Oh, these are your boarders.
Well, I have to charge something. Oh, but it's really for the company. Since dear Mr. Jessup passed away, it's been very lonely with just me in the house. No one to talk to.
Excuse me.
I'll see you a little later then, Tom.
Yes.
Nice boy. Is he doing better now?
Oh, he seems very happy at the Tech.
Well, after that nasty business at the high school, let's hope he settles down. Oh, it must have been very worrying for you. I mean, all the talk.
No, not really, Mrs. Jessup. Just a lot of silly old women with nothing better to do. Piece of cake?
Your handkerchief, quick.
It's got Dad's watch in it.
Come on, come on. It happened in there. That's where he hung his wife. We'd better go. Come on, kid.
Dad's watch! It's gone! Terry! Terry!
Oi!
Stay there.
Hey, you! Look! Come back here! Oi!
Well, now, we've had a busy afternoon, haven't we?
Where's Kitty?
Oh, she shouldn't be long. She's going to see a friend, I think. I've been running around in my bike.
In a reckless manner, prejudicial to public safety, despite repeated and numerous demands on my part to stop. Furthermore, you were seen leaving the grounds of a residence in Chambers Street shortly after the owner of this residence informed the Camberwell police station that a child, namely a boy of 14 or 15, was trespassing on his grounds and that he had reason to suspect that the said boy had stolen, or intended to steal, goldfish from his pond.
I didn't steal any goldfish, and I wasn't going to either.
You weren't doing anything wrong.
No?
Then why did you make off when challenged?
I don't know.
You don't know? An intelligent lad like you doesn't know why he runs off when a policeman calls out to him.
I just wanted to see where he hung his wife.
Another cup, Constable.
Thanks, Mrs. Sullivan. So you admit you were trespassing?
No? I was just having a look.
Hello, Constable.
Sullivan.
Seeing how the other half lives. Hello, son. Hello, love. What's going on?
Must have given the bag one twirl too many. It's harder than it looks.
The poor woman, she was so embarrassed. I'm sure she'll never come back. John, you can't put that back.
Oh, why not? Nobody will know the difference.
No, don't you dare.
Tastes the same.
It's only us.
And just as well. Such goings on.
How are you, my boy?
Fine, thanks, Mrs. Kaufman. I was just helping Anna.
Thank you, dear.
The university. It is on holiday.
Yes, sir.
For your collection.
John, your pills, will they be home tonight?
Yes, Mrs. Kaufman.
Good.
Anna, did someone leave these behind?
They're John's.
Oh, yes, look, I'd better get those back home.
Would you like a basket?
Basket? Good Lord, no. Well, I'll see you later. Goodbye, sir.
Yes, a nice type of boy. Such a pity he's not better looking.
Oh, Papa.
Well, it's a serious business and no mistake. Mind you, I believe the lad when he said he didn't take any goldfish. But he did the wrong thing and he's got to pay for it. Children's court, I suppose, Constable.
I had hoped we could keep this out of the courts, Mr. Sullivan.
The lad's got to be taught a lesson. I mean, there's trespassing and failing to obey an officer of the law. I mean, this is how Squizzy Taylor could have started.
I'm glad you're taking a serious view of this matter, Mr. Sullivan. Because in cases like this, we like to leave punishment in the hands of the parents.
You can certainly do that, Constable. You can certainly do that.
Well, I'd better be getting back to the station. Thanks for the tea, Mr. Sullivan.
Well, I'll see you out.
You won't be too severe on him, Mr. Sullivan.
No more than I have to, Constable. You won't go near that Jarvis place again, will you?
No, Dad.
You telling me the truth about those goldfish?
Yes, Dad.
Hmm. You gave him a run for his money, did you?
Yes, Dad.
Well, I don't think that'll do the constable too much harm, son. Just between you and me, it'll keep him fit anyway. But I meant what I said.
Yes, Dad.
Right. Now that's over, let's have a beer.
There's none left. Mrs. Jessup borrowed the last bottle. Her boarders arrive tomorrow.
Oh, well, that won't kill us.
Harry and Rose are coming over after tea tonight.
Oh, well, I better go down to the pub and get a couple of bottles. You know what Harry's like when he's sober.
Not really.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Hey, son, glad to see someone's working for their keep.
You won't be long.
No, it can't be. Oh, you got my watch?
John has it.
News to me.
Kitty's got it.
What are you doing here?
I'm looking for my father's watch. I dropped it when I was here before with my brother.
You didn't come here to steal goldfish.
No. We just came to see what it was like in here.
Not to steal goldfish.
No, I promise.
I'm sorry. It's just that I hate the cruelty. The poor things are quite happy in my pond. Why take them?
I don't know.
Of course not. Well, your watch.
My father's.
Well, we must find it. You dropped it here?
I really don't know. Somewhere.
All right. Well, we'll start looking here then, eh? Oh, don't worry. We'll soon find it.
Ah, Mrs. Kaufman. Ah, come in.
Thank you.
It's Mrs. Kaufman, John.
Mrs. Kaufman, what a surprise.
Hello, Mrs. Sullivan. Hello again, John.
Oh, do sit down.
Oh, no, thank you. I cannot stay. It was just that my husband and I wondered if you and Mr. Sullivan were doing anything tomorrow night.
I don't think so.
It is such short notice, I know, but we mean to ask you, and each week goes. So now we ask.
Oh, I'm sure we're not doing anything. We'd love to accept for after tea.
Oh, no, please. For tea. Oh, I should have said. And of course, John is invited.
That's very kind. We'll look forward to it. Won't we, John?
Very much indeed.
It'll be getting dark soon. I'll have to go home.
I'm sorry we haven't found the watch. As it was my fault, wasn't it?
No, I was just careless. I dropped it.
Only because you were running away from me. But you do understand about the goldfish, don't you?
Oh, I understand. If I thought someone was trying to steal my goldfish, I think I'd chase them too. I really have to go.
Well, this way. The drive. No need to climb back over the fence. You won't get into trouble over the watch. If you'd like to come back tomorrow morning, we can have another look for it.
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll find it. Well, we must find it. And my garden has no use for it. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be right for it to stay in my garden, would it?
I suppose not.
So, we'll find it. You'll see. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning, then.
Thank you. Good night.
Hey, Dave.
Hello, Jack. How'd I go for half a dozen cold ones?
Yeah, I reckon we can manage that. Do you want them now or when you leave?
Well, now, to put that way, I might have time for a quick one.
Mate's in.
Hey, no!
Dave! Hang on a minute, I'll be right with you. See you later.
No way, mate. Good on you, mate. I thought I'd have to drink with the flies. How's your glass?
Empty.
Another one, thanks, Jack.
You seen the Herald?
No.
Things are heating up a bit. Hitler's digging his toes in, and there's no way in the world the Poles are going to back down. Not with the pommies and frogs behind them.
You reckon it'll be on?
London to a brick, mate. Thanks. Well, cheers. Oh, it's going to be a bad one, this one.
Oh, it can't be worse than the last one.
Oh, I hope you're right, mate.
You been in again?
Like a shot. What about you?
Too right. How do you reckon we'd go? I haven't ridden a horse for years.
I don't know if we get the chance this time.
Yeah, they reckon it'll be all tanks and planes, but I'll believe when I see it.
Hey, I hear the pub's changing hands.
Go on.
Yeah, some Sheila's taking it over.
Good luck to her.
Hey. Remember the French Sheila that ran that pension in Cairo? Hey?
Yeah.
So you flaming well shook.
It took longer than I meant to. I'm lost without my watch. Thought I was there 5 minutes, and there was Jack calling time.
Oh, no harm done. Kitty isn't home yet. Can't imagine what's keeping her.
Oh, probably with a friend. First day of the holidays, off the chain. We better not wait though, love, with Harry and Rose coming over.
It's not like Kitty. It'll be dark in half an hour. Well, Terry, are you sure you don't know where Kitty could be?
No, Mum. All right, son, go and wash your hands and tell the boys tea's ready.
All right, Dad.
Did you read about Poland?
It means war, doesn't it?
Yeah, I reckon. Anyway, I can assure one thing, love. It can't be as bad as the last one.
For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful. For Christ's sake, amen.
Amen. Where's Kitty?
I don't know, Tom. Expecting her home any minute.
I bet Terry knows.
If Terry knew, he'd have told us.
Anyway, it's not quite dark yet.
Is that you, Kitty?
Yes, Mum?
Where on earth have you been, love?
I was just talking to someone.
Until pitch dark?
I didn't notice.
Oh, well, anyway, there's mashed potato in the saucepan, lamb and beetroot under the fly dough.
Right, Mum.
Oh, Kitty. Can I have my watch? Terry said you picked it up. Well, where is it?
Dave, don't make her feel guilty about the watch. You can tell she's worried about it.
But you didn't have to rush out like that, darling. I just asked her for it.
And she hasn't got it.
That's right. So, without making her feel guilty, would you ask her when I can have it, please?
Kitty, wasn't Dad's watch ready, love?
Yes, but I have to get it tomorrow.
Oh, that's all right then. Dad can have his watch tomorrow. Oh, darling, the Kaufmans have asked us over for tea tomorrow night.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Now, why would they do that?
It is all right. Anna will look after the shop while I serve supper.
The news is bad. I think war is close.
England does not want war.
Hitler does. That is enough. What is he doing to our country?
Is it our country now?
You can be a German without being a Nazi.
Hans, let us not talk of this now. I don't want Anna to be worried. It would only spoil things for her. I have asked the Sullivans, and they are coming here to supper tomorrow night.
You are right. There are much better things to think about. He is a nice boy, a nice family. Lottie, do you remember when we arrived in Australia 5 years ago?
Nearly 6 now.
Could you imagine that we would be talking about a husband? An Australian husband for our little girl.
She would have a chance to live. This was all I worried about then.
But now there is so much more. More than we could ever dream of. The shop, Anna finding a fine young man. And perhaps one day, even our own pastry cook shop. Yeah, you are right. There are much better things to think about.
What happened?
We couldn't find it.
Who couldn't?
Me and the hermit.
The hermit?
That's right. He helped me look.
He did not.
All right, he didn't. And I'm going back tomorrow to have another look.
You're going back?
He asked me to. It'll be Auntie and Uncle.
What was he like?
You don't believe I saw him.
G'day. How you going, Dave, old son? G'day, Gracie. How's my favourite sister-in-law, eh? Pretty safe there. Gracie's my only sister-in-law. There's the kitten and the young terrier, eh? G'day, Tom. G'day, John.
Uncle Harry.
Dale learned that at uni, eh? You know, I reckon young John's got the right idea. Take up a line of work while you get paid while you're practising, eh? And they bury all your mistakes.
Harry, you're dreadful. Don't talk like that.
Hey. How about that?
Oh, Harry, what's this?
Go on, open it. Go on.
Oh, dear.
Oh, Harry.
see, they're beautiful. And I need a new set of scales. Oh, but they're so expensive.
Didn't cost a penny. Got a pair for Rosie, too.
All right, Harry, where did you get them?
Fell off the back of the truck.
Well, we can't accept them.
Why? I mean, there I am, walking along the wharf, and there's this broken box with these 2 sets of scales in it, see? Off a German. So, I reckon I better take them before somebody knocks them off.
Harry's awfully lucky. You just wouldn't believe the things he finds.
Oh, you're dead right there, Rose. Well, let's sit down, eh?
Good idea. Been on the feet enough today.
If you'll excuse me, I'll go and do some study.
Keep the nose to the grindstone, son.
Yeah, I better do some study too.
Really working with that tech, are they?
Oh, yeah.
I've got some homework to do too.
Didn't you start holidays today?
Oh, yeah, but I got a bit behind before we left. Night.
No. I'll help him, no.
Night, kids. Looks as though you're going to have 4 doctors in the family at this rate. Gene as mustard, eh?
Well, how about a drink?
I wouldn't say no.
How about you, Rose?
Perhaps just a tiny musket.
Coming right up.
Nice place, this. Dave's doing well.
I think so.
You know, he never seemed like an older brother. Maybe it was me getting a start on him while he was away at the war. I tell you, when he went to that crummy little door catch factory, I wouldn't have given you 2pence for his chances. But he's done well. Big fish in a small pond. Smart. Don't aim too high.
Alone from night to night you find me, too weak to break the chase that bind me. I need the shackles to remind me I'm just a prisoner of love. For one command I stand and wait now, for one who's master of my fate now. I can't escape for it's too late now, I'm just a prisoner of love.
This is it. This is where I get my revenge.
Gentle Jesus, meek and mild, look upon a little child. Pity my simplicity, suffer me to come to thee. Fain I would to thee be brought, gracious Lord, forbid it not. In the kingdom of thy grace, give a little child a place. God bless Mummy, God bless Daddy, God bless John and Tom and Terry. And Anna. And make John and Anna get married soon. Amen. And please let me find Daddy's watch.
Dad? Why aren't there any comics in the paper this morning?
I don't know, son.
It's Saturday.
It's because of the war, love.
If there is one.
Yeah, well, that looks pretty much like it, Dad.
Well, if Hitler's invaded Poland, all right, he might back down to England and France. And the Poles won't be any pushover. 12 brigades of cavalry. That'll set Herr Hitler back on his heels.
12 brigades of cavalry. Do you know what that'd mean?
I don't know much, son, but I know what 12,000 top-notch cavalry can do.
Against tanks, dive bombers and machine guns? Look, Dad, I've seen you and Norm Baker almost in tears when you talk about the light horse having to shoot their horses at the end of the last war. Well, you think about 12,000 butchered horses and 12,000 butchered men. And that's just the start. This time there'll be women and children. Thousands of them. Whole cities gone before an army even gets near them. That's what this war will be like. And everybody's talking as though it's just another grand final.
Oh, John, that isn't fair.
That's right, Mum. It isn't fair. Look, everywhere you go, you see those little marble memorials. You know, the marble digger with the bird droppings all over him? And those lists of names.
My brother's name's on one of those lists.
Look, I know that, Dad, but why did he die? Just so that some pack of superannuated half-wits could draw up a treaty that was a blueprint for what's happening now. I'm sorry, Mum.
Well, that's the university for you. They know the lot, that crowd. So what you like about the tech, but at least Tom doesn't come home here talking all this anti-war, anti-everything Tommy rot.
Mum, can I go out?
Yes, love. Where are you going?
Friend's place.
We'll be home in good time for lunch, not like last night.
Yes, Mum. Go, Mum.
Morning, all. Morning, Tom.
Morning, Tom.
This is a fine time to be getting up.
Sorry, Dad. Couldn't get to sleep with all that thumping around in the lounge room. Hey, has the war started?
Not yet, son. Hitler's invaded Poland. Now England and France will give him a chance to pull out before they declare war.
Oh, I hope he doesn't.
Tom, that's a terrible thing to say.
Oh, I hope we get a chance to teach him a lesson, good and proper.
Know how you feel, son. If he backs down, it'll drag on for years. So let's have a war and get it over with.
How old do you have to be?
18.
Hey, I'm old enough.
In the last 3 years, I'll be old enough.
Well, you can both forget about it. It's nothing to joke about.
I don't think they were joking, love. If there's a war, it's something we've got to get used to.
Excuse me.
New owner takes over the pub today. A woman, of all things.
That'll help business.
Oh, it depends on the woman. Come to think of it, there's two types that take it on. Lots of guts or rough as guts. Oh, sorry, love. Under the table.
Mrs. Jessup's boarders have arrived. Came in a taxi. They bring their bags in.
Tom, you can finish your breakfast. You'll find out all about them soon enough. From Mrs. Jessup.
Just the one more trip.
Oh, that's good.
What was the name of the town, Mrs. Duggan?
Barrowbry?
Oh, the agent didn't tell me. He just said that you and Mr. Duggan were from the country. Have you been married very long?
Only 3 months.
Oh, just a bride. I didn't think you could have been married very long. And what brings you to Melbourne?
We just needed a change. Bert thinks he can get a better sort of job down here.
Oh, an ambitious young man. That's what I like to see. My late husband was very ambitious. What line of work does Mr. Duggan do?
Bert worked in the hotel at Barrowbry.
Oh.
Oh, but he didn't like it. He wanted to try something else.
I'm sure he's very wise.
Well, I must say, this is all very comfortable, Mrs. Jessup. Very comfortable indeed. I think we'll both be very happy here.
Oh, I hope so, Mr. Duggan. Mrs. Duggan was just saying that you worked at a hotel.
Ah, yes. Well, it was only for a couple of months, though. It wasn't my style at all.
Oh, well, I can understand that. I won't have liquor in the house, except on special occasions, of course. The agent did tell you.
Oh, yes. I was delighted to hear it.
I don't think anyone can call me strict, but I think one must abide by certain standards. Drink, language.
I couldn't agree more, Mrs. Jessup. I mean, the things that I saw at that hotel, well, you'd scarcely believe it.
Oh, I can understand why you're so anxious to leave the place.
Yes. Well, I suppose you could say that I was anxious to leave, yes.
Well, I think you've made a very wise decision, Mr. Duggan. Well, now, why don't you two sit down and I'll make a cup of tea?
Oh, look, Mrs. Jessup, you really shouldn't bother.
Oh, no, I insist. The kettle's on and it won't take a minute.
What the hell did you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, you didn't say anything? Just that I worked in a pub, just that we had to leave Barrowbry in a hurry.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Oh, it's a wonder you didn't do the job properly and tell her why we left.
I wouldn't tell anybody. That'd be too ashamed.
Oh, you make me sick.
Good morning. All ready for the big search? Well, as you can see, I'm dressed for it. Would you like to come in for a moment before we start looking?
Oh, I don't think so.
All right, let's start straight away then. Well, I think we'll pick up where we left off yesterday. This was the croquet lawn. Ever played croquet?
No. But Mrs. Jessup next door, she does. She's in the church team.
It's a pretty game. Long white dresses, straw hats, striped blazers, jugs of lemonade, ice tinkling like wind chimes. Well, it's hard to believe it's the same place. Or perhaps it isn't. The croquet lawn was a happy place. A long way from here. Well, perhaps your father's watch is on the croquet lawn. Let's see if we can find it together.
Good morning.
Oh, g'day there. Do you sell cigarettes here?
Few brands. 4 square. Capstan.
Capstan will do fine, thanks.
9 or 18.
The 9, thanks.
At 6pence. Thank you very much.
You got a pretty good stock here.
Oh, we try to give people what they want.
Well, that's a good policy, good business. I've just moved into this neighbourhood, living up in Gordon Street.
Oh, we'll be seeing a lot more of you then.
You certainly will.
Good morning.
Good morning. And if we are going out, we will be back by 12 o'clock or perhaps a little late.
All right, Mum.
Goodbye, Liebchen.
You're all on your own then?
Not for long.
No, not long at all. I suppose you're glad of a bit of company now and again.
It'd be very dull without it. Need something to fill in the time.
Yeah, well, there's filling in time and then there's filling in time. I mean, how many different ways can you say it's a nice day?
I know what you mean.
Well, that's good. We won't have to waste time talking about the weather. Well, I'll be seeing you soon. Anna?
I hope so.
Cheerio.
I'm sorry we didn't find the watch.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you very much for helping me look.
It was a pleasure. Truly. In fact, I'm rather glad in a way we didn't find the watch this morning. Well, you'll have to come and see me again.
This is a lovely room.
It was once, when it was alive. You see, I believe that things like clothes and houses, they only come to life when they're sharing our lives. When we stop wearing them, when we stop living in them, they slowly die.
But you still live in the house?
Only in a small part of it. Would you like to see the rest of it?
Oh, no, I better go back and keep looking for the watch. You see, I told a bit of a fib last night about why I didn't have it.
Well, we might be able to do something about it.
What?
Come with me.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, Jack. 2 of the usual, thanks, mate.
Oh, the hair of the dog that bit me.
Hang on a few last night.
You want to meet the new owner?
Lady, I'd forgotten all about her.
Yep, trot her out, Jack.
Right,
I told young Tom this morning there's only 2 types of women take on a pup. Lots of guts or rough as guts.
Mr. Hayward, Dave Sullivan, Norm Baker.
How do you do, Mr. Sullivan? Mr. Baker?
Oh, pleased to meet you, Mrs. Hayward.
Jack tells me you've been regular clients for many years. I hope you'll stay with the new management.
Too right, eh, Dave? Yeah, of course.
Can I buy you both a drink?
It's very decent of you. Isn't it, Dave?
One for you, Mr. Hayward?
Yes, Jack. After all, it's a special occasion.
Is it ever? You've got a good business here, Mrs. Hayward. A real goldmine.
I hope so. New friends and old friends.
coming in, Mrs. Duggan?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Jessup. Would it be all right if I use the laundry? I've got a few things to wash out.
Of course. Just wait a moment till I've finished here, and I'll show you where everything is.
Thank you.
Is your family in Barabrai, Mrs. Duggan?
Yes.
A big decision to pack up and leave everyone you know.
Yes, it was.
Mr. Duggan couldn't get a suitable job in the town?
No.
And he hasn't any prospects here?
No.
I'm surprised he didn't make sure he had a position before he came here.
Well, I'm sure he'll find something.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, come along, and I'll show you the laundry.
Here, Jack, I'll give you a hand with those.
Thanks, Mrs. Hayward.
I suppose most of the regulars live near here.
A lot of them. They come down here to see their mates. We do a good bottle trade with them.
You seem a decent crowd.
Good as you'll find anywhere.
Those two you introduced me to, Norm and Dave. Are they friends of yours?
Yeah, we were in the war together. White Horse. Yeah, they were both in the 4th. I was in the 8th.
Now you've all well and truly settled down?
Well, not all of us. Norm's still a bachelor. But Dave and me, we're both well and truly broke down on us.
Hello.
Hello again. You, all on your own?
Not now.
What, your mother and father come back, did they?
No, I have a customer. What would you like?
Well, how about a cup of tea?
Oh, well, we don't usually sell cups of tea, but it is very quiet. I think it'd be all right if I made you one.
Yeah, very much.
Won't take long.
There's no rush.
Oh, I'm sorry. Papa doesn't allow customers inside.
Yeah, well, seeing as how you're making me a cup of tea, why don't you just pretend that I'm a friend?
All right.
Where's Mum?
Feeding the chooks.
Would you tell her I've gone down to the Kaufman's to buy some cigarettes?
Can I have the card?
Yes, Nicola. Hello, kitten.
Hello, John. Where are you going?
Down the shop.
To Sienna.
Well, now that you come to mention it, I probably will.
Did you see the hermit again?
So you believe me now?
I suppose so.
You don't? You don't believe me at all? Well, I don't care.
Did you find Dad's watch?
I really don't think you should be here. Papa comes home, he'll be very angry.
Yeah, well, you're just making me a cup of tea. Where's the harm in that?
The kettle's boiling.
Hey, there's no hurry.
Please.
Well, what's the matter?
You shouldn't be in here. I shouldn't have let you in.
Yeah, but you did, didn't you? So let's forget all this beating about the bush, right? Hey, now, look here, girlie.
Shut!
Just leave it.
You let me go, or I'll call for help.
That's the way you want to play it.
I thought we'd lost you for a moment. Is everything all right?
Oh, of course. Nothing's wrong.
Anna, what is it? I'm sorry.
John. John! Get out of here!
You're just a rotten little teaser.
Get out! Get out!
All right. But don't you think you're gonna get away with this, girlie?
Get out of here!
And you reckon that's why they asked us?
Of course it is.
I didn't know there was anything in it between John and Anna. Just goes to show you. Think he would have mentioned it.
We did, Dave, lots of times.
Not to me, he didn't.
That's right. But he doesn't get much of a chance to say anything to you now, does he?
Oh, since he's been going to university, I don't think anything I've got to say he's much interested in.
You don't think the university's become an excuse for not making the effort?
No, I don't think so. He just seems to be growing away from us. Maybe a bit more from me than from you. Kitty give you my watch?
No.
You there, Kitty?
Yes, Dad?
You got my watch?
Oh, now look, love, how much longer am I expected to... Why didn't you answer me? So, you don't know how much I missed it. That's not my watch. What the devil's going on?
You quite sure?
I'm dead sure. That's a Swiss watch. That's worth twice as much as mine.
Oh, the watchmaker's made a mistake. I'll take it back to him on Monday.
It's all right, love. It's not your fault.
Look, love, I can see she's upset about it. I'd just like to know why.
I'll find out. Give me the watch and don't say any more about it.
Maybe I should have shown up. It's damn nice.
Oh, it's after 6. We've got to go. Are you ready, John?
6:20. Now, I wonder, did I mention a time?
I don't know, Mum.
I was so confused, I didn't even ask them to dinner at first.
Everything is ready.
Yeah, since 20 minutes.
They won't come.
Always when you are waiting for something you want very much, you think it will not happen.
It's not like that, Papa. I know they won't come.
Liebchen, that is foolish. I remember when we come to Australia, a certain girl was quite sure that St. Nicholas would not be able to find her. She wouldn't listen to anything that we said. But the presents were there. Well, now, that girl is older and perhaps wiser. But still, I think she is ready to believe that something as beautiful as Christmas won't happen.
She keeps asking questions about why we left Burrabright, why you came down here without a job.
She's just making conversation.
She thinks there's something funny about it. She wants to know if we've got any friends down here, any relatives.
And I suppose you tell her everything.
I have to say something.
You don't.
I can't be rude, Bert. I can't just ignore her.
Just use your head for a change.
Yeah, but I don't know what to say.
Oh, for God's sake, shut up! Look, she doesn't know anything about us, right? And she won't unless you tell her.
But I don't know how
Oh,
long
you don't know what day of the week it is. You don't even know what day of the month it is.
Because it's a special occasion, I thought it might be nice to have a small sherry before dinner. Not that I make a practice of it.
You're very kind, Mrs. Jessup. That's a very nice gesture.
Now, may it be a very happy stay in Gordon Street.
Well, I'm sure it will be. Aren't we, darling?
I'm very embarrassed that you should have to enter through the shop.
Everyone seems to come into our house through the kitchen. I can't do anything about it. Hello, Anna.
Anna?
Anna?
Hello, John.
May I take your coat, Mrs. Sullivan?
Oh, thank you, yes.
Some cold ones, Mr. Kaufman.
Yeah, Papa.
Thank you, you are very kind. But please, let me help you with your coat, Mr. Sullivan.
Thank
Sure.
you, Mr. Kaufman. Good. Thank you.
Excuse me.
I will get John's coat.
Excuse me.
Please sit down. Perhaps at the table. We will eat soon. Mrs. Sullivan there, Mr. Sullivan. Anna will sit there, and John next to Anna.
Care to join me, Mrs. Hayward?
Oh, I don't mind if I do, Jack. The Saturday's always this hectic.
Usually. And the weather hasn't even started to warm up yet. Yeah.
I can hardly wait.
You don't mind me saying so, Mrs. Hayward. It's a lot for a woman to take on.
I suppose you're right. Well, I can only try.
You seem to know your way around a pub well enough.
My husband was a publican.
Oh, your husband died, did he, Mrs. Hayward?
No, Jack. I divorced him. I don't try and hide it. If people judge me because I'm divorced, well, it's good to know straight off that they're that sort of people.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Thinking of getting married again?
No. Not at the moment.
And the CO lines up the regiment and he said, "Who called the cook an idiot?"
Out of the ranks comes this voice. Who called the idiot a cook?
That is a good story. And you know, we had the same story in the German army.
I never thought that
I could be a soldier. Many thought the same, Mr. Sullivan.
No, I didn't mean that, Mr. Kaufman. I never thought of you in the German army. That you could have been the enemy. That we could have been enemies.
We were not. Our countries were at war.
And now our countries are nearly at war again.
This is our country now. But this is heavy talk for such a happy time. Tonight, no talk of war. This is a special occasion. A toast to our new friends and the future.
New friends
and the future.
Mama, I will clear the table.
Thank you, dear. John, perhaps you could help
Oh, no,
Anna.
I can do it. Please.
Now, come on, get him trained early.
John, please. I don't want you to help me.
What we want doesn't matter very much. Look, I didn't want to come here tonight. I knew it'd be embarrassing, but what could I say? Anna's got another boyfriend?
That isn't true. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You think so little of me, there's no point.
Why didn't you tell me about him?
There was nothing to tell.
Why didn't you say he was here today?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, Anna. Darling, what is it? Huh? Now, what's the matter?
That man, he followed me into the kitchen. I was making him a cup of tea, and he put his arms round me and tried to stop me from going out when you came into the shop.
Why didn't you tell me that?
Because you would have been angry with him, and it would have been just awful.
There, now, there's nothing to cry about. Here.
Must look awful.
No. I'm going to take you out tomorrow. We'll go down to Studley Park. I'll get a rowing boat and I'll take you up the river.
That'd be lovely.
I'll find a nice quiet spot and I'll try and say I'm sorry for today.
There's no need.
Oh, but there is a very, very great need.
I'll have to do these dishes.
Anna, who was that man?
It doesn't matter. Forget him.
I want to know.
I don't know. I think he just arrived here today.
Here? You mean Gordon Street?
I don't know. Perhaps somewhere near. John, please don't do anything about it.
I'm sorry, darling. I'm going to find him.
Yeah? What is it?
Happy Father's Day! Come on, Mum, rise and shine.
Well, look at this. What a beauty, eh?
Oh, and I get spoiled too. Pass me my bed jacket, love.
Just a tick, Mum.
Thanks, Tom.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. This is from Terry and me.
Oh, thanks, love. Thanks, Terry.
This one's from Tom and me.
Terrific. Thanks,
Dad,
fella.
making these get cold. I cooked them.
Oh, well, perhaps Dad can open his presents after breakfast, eh?
Yeah, good idea, love. That'll keep me guessing. Wacko, they did. Oh, these bacon eggs really look lovely. You better watch out, Mum. Kitty will be doing you out of a job.
Dad, do you mind keeping the presents for a while until I get back? I just want to pop next door.
No problem, son. Kitty's bacon eggs will keep me quiet for a while. Hey, Kit?
Well, what a lovely surprise this is.
Took you flaming time. Now, if it's not too much trouble, can I have some breakfast?
No doubt about it. One of nature's gentlemen.
Who are you?
We met yesterday morning, Mr. Duggan, don't you remember? Down at the Kaufman shop.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, what are you doing here, then?
Just giving you a word of advice, Mr. Duggan. Stay right away from Anna.
Oh, what do you mean?
If you even go near that shop again, I'll break your neck.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I think I'm the sort of fella that feels like vomiting every time he sees a character like you trying to spread his slime over a decent girl. The arrogance. The effrontery. The pathetic need to prove something. Well, if that's all you can manage, stick to tarts.
I came in to see if you'd like a cup of tea.
No thanks, Mrs. Duggan. I'm sorry.
Morning, Miss Hayward.
Hello, Jack. You're bright and early. Missed church this morning.
Well, just this once. I thought you might need a hand.
I shouldn't need much from the bar.
I wouldn't count on it. We get a terrible lot of bona fide travellers through here on a Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, almost regulars, you might say.
All travelled 20 miles?
Of course, all above board.
That's good, because I asked Constable Smith to lunch. Sorry, Jack. I couldn't resist it. But I did have a talk to him yesterday.
Go on.
He seems to have got the idea there's some SP bookmaking going on here.
Is that a fact?
You'll let me know if you hear anything, won't you, Jack?
Of course, Miss Hayward.
How'd you go yesterday?
Keeping ahead. Mrs. Hayward, when I heard a woman was taking over this pub, I wouldn't have given her Buckley's. But you know what? I reckon you got it made.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, a couple of months and you'll have them eaten out of your hand. I mean, look at Dave Sullivan. In the 20 years I've known him, I've never seen him look at another woman. But he was looking at you all right yesterday.
What sort of bloke is he?
Oh, he's a good man, Dave. Foreman of a little engineering works. Nice family, reliable. You know the type.
Yeah. I know the type.
I'm just going out the back, Mum.
Oh, Kitty. About Dad's watch. Now, love, I want you to tell me what happened. You've got to tell me.
I lost it in the hermit's garden.
You were there with Terry when the constable saw him. But where did you get the watch you gave Dad?
The hermit gave it to me.
You've spoken to him.
He showed me his house.
Did he touch you at all?
He held my hand.
Nothing else happened.
No?
Well, darling, you mustn't go there again. Not on your own. I'll go with you and we'll take the watch back.
Today?
No, Pet. Tomorrow, when Dad's at work.
But I told him I'd come and see him again today.
We can't. We'll take the watch back tomorrow morning.
But he'll expect me.
Well, that's a pity. But we can't help it. All right.
No reply to this ultimatum has yet been...
Oh, those Germans are terrible people. Poor Mr. Jessup always said they'd cause more trouble. He was in the last war, you know. Gassed. Never the same again. And the things they did in Belgium, dreadful. And it's all happening again.
You know what I think? It wasn't a misunderstanding at all. That Sullivan bloke didn't just jump to conclusions. She told him. You don't understand. She made the whole thing up to cause a stink.
Why would she do that?
Because she's German.
German?
Kaufman. Don't you see?
Well, they know there's going to be trouble.
So what do? They kick up a stink, make somebody else look bad, just to get a bit of sympathy. And poor damn Sullivan, he swallows it hook, line and sinker.
But why you?
Well, it'd be somebody. Somebody she didn't know. Probably thought she'd never see me again. No one around to say it's all lies. Yeah, well, this time they're not going to get away with it. They picked the wrong bloke.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to teach that lion Hun bitch a lesson. One she's not going to forget in a hurry.
They change so quickly.
What?
Clouds. They're so beautiful. I wish they'd stay still so that I could enjoy them longer.
Then they wouldn't be so beautiful. You'd get bored with them.
No. They'd always be new. Is that to say you're sorry?
And this is to say, I love you. My darling Anna.
Darling, not yet.
I want you, Anna.
Very soon I'll be ready.
Where are you going?
Can I come with you?
No, Kitty. I'm meeting Stewie down at the Oval. I don't want girls hanging around.
Oh, please, Terry.
No.
Juk. Come on, girl. Come on, girl. Juk.
Hey, Harry. Can't keep away from us. Rose come with you?
No, mate, she's over at her mother's. We dropped in at the pub for lunch.
Trust you. Bona fide travellers, eh?
Dave, Maggie Richards is there.
Her name's Hayward now.
You've seen her?
Yep.
Does Grace know? Hell, Dave, you can't do that.
Listen, Harry. Grace doesn't know anything about Maggie.
And you got to tell her. Now.
Kitty.
Spring is really here. Another 11.
Spring in September, I cannot get used to it.
Hello, are you there? What? Who is this? Hello? Hello?
Hans, who was that?
I don't know. A man. He called me a murdering Hun. He said, clear out of that shop, you murdering Hun. We don't want your kind here. He said, if I don't go, he will do horrible things to Anna.
Hans!
Where have you been?
Out.
Oh, Bert.
Oh, do you have to know what I'm doing every minute of the day? Oh, this place is as dead as a doornail. And where's the old woman?
Church, I think. Bert, you should call her Mrs. Jess.
Twice in the one day. Hey, Lil, how long are you going to be doing that?
Oh, there's quite a bit yet. Why?
Well, I just thought you might like to have a bit of a break from it. Have a bit of a lie down, you know.
Bert, I don't think so.
Oh, look, you're supposed to be me wife, aren't you? Oh, that's it. I'm getting out of here.
You just came back. Where are you going?
Somewhere there's a bit of life.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Duggan. Mrs. Duggan.
You never know, I might even go and look for a job.
On a Sunday? Where?
Young Kitty Sullivan. I'm afraid she may be in great danger. Oh, Constable Smith, this is Mrs. Jessup.
She's beautiful. Who are they?
Oh, it's just a young man, his girl.
He looks a little bit like you.
Do you think so? No, I don't see a resemblance.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Yes. Very pretty. She was. And this is what they wore when they went to a ball.
Here, did they come here?
You should have seen them. The ladies in their long gowns, in pinks and blues and yellows, all the colours of the rainbow. Flowers in their hair. The men in black tails. Very sober, dignified. They arrived in coaches drawn by the finest horses. The footmen answering the doors and announcing guests as they swirled into the ballroom. This house rang with music and laughter.
What sort of music did they have?
Oh, a special orchestra was engaged for the occasion. There were waltzes and polkas. Here. Tables, they groaned with fine foods and champagne glistened from the glasses. May I have the pleasure?
But I can't. I don't know how.
Oh, come. It's easy. Now, in time for the music, follow me.
It's easy.
Oh, a nuisance. Just as you're going so well, too. Well, next time you come, I'll teach you the polka. So what's the matter? Haven't you enjoyed yourself?
Oh, yes. But Mum says I mustn't come and see you again.
I see.
And I've had such a marvellous time. And you're the best friend I've ever had. But Mum says
Yes?
she won't let me come back.
Well, if she said that, she must have a reason.
But why?
I don't know. But she's your mother, and you must do as she says. Well, Kitty, it was a privilege to have met you.
Thank you, Mr. Jarvis. Thank you for everything.
Miss Sullivan, I presume. What are you doing in here all by yourself?
Nothing.
Been playing in the garden, eh? Did you see anyone else in here?
No.
You sure?
Only my friend.
Who might that be? Well, young lady,
Mr. Jarvis.
does your mother know where you've been? How did you happen to meet this friend of yours?
Me and Terry were playing in the garden. We couldn't find the watch. Mr. Jarvis helped.
What watch?
Dad's. Please, can I go home now?
You sure you're all right? You haven't been hurt or anything?
Oh, no.
You know you shouldn't be in here. Off you go. You'll be sure to tell your mother where you've been.
They are very late.
She is with John. He will look after her. There.
Anna? Anna? Thank God. Are you all right?
Of course, Papa. We've had the most wonderful day. Mama?
I'm sorry if we were a little bit late, sir, but it was such a beautiful day.
No, it is good. I was worrying for nothing.
Papa, what is it?
Oh, gar nicht, mein Kind, nothing. Now that you are home and safe.
Hans, they must know. Hans.
When you were out, the telephone rang. It was a man. He called us Hans, murderers.
Who was it?
He did not say. He said we must clear out or...
Or what?
Or he would do terrible things. To us. To Anna.
I'll bet you anything it was that Duggan fella. If I get my hands on him, I'll wring his neck.
No, John, you don't know for sure.
This is what will happen, John, don't you see? Violence will bring more violence.
I reckon you're wrong. Grace should know.
What good will that do? What happened with Maggie's in the past. Now it's dead and buried, so let it lie.
Is it, eh? Dead and buried.
Look. Raking it all up again now would only upset everybody. And for no reason. Grace and I, we've had a great life. And we're happy. I'm not going to risk that happiness.
Well, I still reckon you're wrong. They're bound to meet, you know. Talk.
Maggie's not going to say anything.
Grace isn't stupid, you know.
I never said she was. Yeah, it's news time. I'll go and get her.
And now, here is the news. In Warsaw, it was officially announced today that more than 1,500 persons had been killed in air raids on Polish cities. The Berlin High Command reports further rapid German successes on all fronts. A Polish Supreme Command communique issued at 1 a.m. last night says that fighting continues in the Zakopane and Silesia areas on the frontiers of Pomerania and East Prussia. It is expected that the British Prime Minister, Mr. Chamberlain, will broadcast an address to the nation at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight.
4 hours.
Reckon we'll know then, one way or the other.
Oh, surely it can't happen.
I think it already has, love. Unless Hitler backs down. And the Huns aren't fond of eating humble pie.
Will he take on England and France? He'll be mad if he does.
Well, I reckon he is mad. The thing is, what'll we do?
You mean enlist?
It's something we'll have to think about when the time comes, I suppose.
No! Well, you did your share last time.
I'd rather I went than the boys. They've got their whole lives ahead of them.
Well, it hasn't happened yet. It can't. Oh, hello, love. I didn't hear you come in. Did you have a nice time?
Yeah.
Let these cool down for a while and you can have one if you like.
I'm not very hungry.
Would you like... What's the matter?
Nothing.
Have you been out playing? With Terry and the boys?
No, they went to the footy.
Ah. What did you do then? Darling, you didn't go back to see the hermit, did you?
I went past his house.
Oh, Kitty. I thought we agreed you weren't going to go back there again. Darling, I know it's hard for you to understand, but believe me, it's all for the best. In a few years, when you're a little old...
Phooey, I'm nearly as old as Terry and he's allowed to do what he wants to. Why can't I?
Kitty?
It isn't fair. He's a nice man, a kind man. And he shows me things and we play games together. And he doesn't treat me like a baby all the time. It isn't fair.
What's the matter with her?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, she looked pretty upset. Well, what about that watch of mine? Did you ever get to the bottom of that?
She's growing up, Dave.
Oh. Oh. Ah! They're off.
Serves you right, they're for tea.
I take it you've worked in hotels before.
Off and on. Busy lunchtime, eh?
Yeah.
And who'd have thought so many people had travelled 20 miles to get a drink?
So how far have you come?
Cheers.
You a cellar man or bartender?
Well, I can do both. I reckon I could run rings round that old glare you had serving in here last night.
Perhaps. But he's a good bloke and I'm not likely to lose him if this war comes.
Oh, me neither.
You wouldn't enlist?
This war's all talk. Ruddy politicians big-noting themselves. Besides, a bloke would have to be a mug to get himself blown to bits.
Not a good men did last time.
And they're all mugs. Look after number one, that's what I say.
I can see that.
Oh, not that I got any love for the Huns. Now, they're big trouble, you know.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience. I tend to take people as I find them.
Yeah, well, that could get you into a lot of trouble. You being a woman and all, run the pub by yourself. I reckon you need a man about the place.
Perhaps I do. When I do, I'll be sure and get myself one. A man, I mean.
Have a nice time, dear?
Not bad. We went boating.
Oh, on the river?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you might be having tea with the Kaufmans.
No. Anna and I thought it'd be best if we...
Oh, you off then, Harry?
Yeah, love. Rose will have tea on and I don't want to miss that broadcast.
Oh, are you sure you can't stay for a cup?
Doesn't start till 8 o'clock. Won't take you 3 hours to get home.
Is that the Chamberlain speech?
Yeah.
You reckon this is it, Dad?
Looks like it.
Oh, it's stupid, senseless. Why can't they see that?
Try and make the Huns see reason.
They're not Huns, they're Germans, like Anna and her parents.
John.
No, he's right. I forgot. It's going to be tough for people like the cow.
It's tough already. I'm sorry, excuse me.
What do you mean, already?
Some idiot made a threatening phone call to Mr. Kaufman about Anna.
Oh, he can't be serious. It must be some kind of crank or
He's
something.
serious, all right. We don't even know if there's going to be a war yet.
Papa, smile for me.
I do understand what can happen to people.
Papa.
Anna, I remember in the last war, there was an Englishman who lived near us in Hamburg. He was studying Schiller at the university. When the war came, he went on with his studies. Till one day, the soldiers came. In the snow, you could hardly hear them marching. They took him away. We never saw him again. Afterwards, some boys went to his house, smashed everything, burnt everything. His books, all his studies, gone. Everything gone. Even his footprints in the snow. He was the enemy, and we were glad. I was one of those boys.
Even of those days. They are long gone. We are Australians now.
Yeah, I am sure you are right.
Come, eat your dinner or it will get cold.
You coming in for tea? We've started.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
You have a blue with Anna or something?
No, why?
You look as though you've lost a quid and found a Zach.
No, it's just that... Well, what'll you do, Tom, if this war...
Well, enlist, of course. If it goes on, you know that.
Yeah. Kill the Huns, eh?
Oh, don't you start.
Anna's a Hun.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's different.
Well, that's what people are going to say.
Oh, I don't know. It's all... Sometimes I wish it was yesterday.
Yeah. So do I, Nipper.
Oh, come and have your tea. I'll smell will go crooked on you.
I do think Mr. Chamberlain has such a nice voice. Educated, you know. Do you think there'll be a war, Mrs. Jessup? Oh, I can feel it in my bones, dear. I'm sorry to have to say.
Keep some of the larrikins off the streets in here.
I trust you're not suggesting that the AIF is composed of larrikins, Mr. Duggan.
No, well, what?
Which branch of the forces will you be enlisting for, if it happens, of course?
Well, I hadn't really given it much thought. After all, someone's got to stay at home and look after the women.
I would have thought the women of Australia would be better served if the men made sure those Germans stay within their own borders. My late husband served in the Great War. Killed several of the enemy, he did. But then I suppose not everyone has the same sense of duty.
But you shouldn't. You know what she's like.
Ah, silly old crow. I'll tell you what, though. I'd kill a dozen Jerrys right now for a bottle of whiskey.
Here is the Prime Minister of Great Britain, Mr. Neville Chamberlain.
This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government a final note stating that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
Fellow Australians, it is my melancholy duty to inform you officially that in consequence of a persistence by Germany in her invasion of Poland, Great Britain has declared war upon her, and that as a result, Australia is also at war. No harder task can fall to the lot of a democratic leader than to make such an announcement. Great Britain and France, with the cooperation of the British Dominions, have struggled to avoid this fate.
I'll get it, Papa. It'll be
They
John.
have, as I firmly believe, they have kept the door of negotiation open.
John.
They have given no cause for aggression. But in the result, their efforts have failed. And we are therefore, as a great family of nations,
Sir.
involved in a struggle
My boy,
we
I'm
must at all costs
so
win,
sorry.
and which we believe in our hearts we will win. In the bitter months that are to come, calmness, resoluteness,
Here's to you,
confidence,
boys.
and hard work will be required as never before. This war will involve not only soldiers and sailors and airmen, but supplies, foodstuffs, money. Our staying power, and particularly the staying power of the mother country, will be best assisted by keeping our production going, by continuing our avocations and our business
Ruddy politicians. It's not them as has to go, it's blokes like me.
Mr. Duggan, I will not have foul language in my house. And with Mr. Menzies saying those splendid things, you should be ashamed.
You will show that Australia is ready to see it through. May God in his mercy and compassion grant that the world may soon be delivered from this agony.
Amen.
Tom, when will the bombers start?
High time you were in bed, young man.
Oh, Mum, just a bit longer.
No arguments, off you go. I'll come and tuck you in.
Right, guys. God bless.
Good night, lad.
I'll take Kitty.
Thanks, love.
Come, Kitty.
Good night.
Good night, love.
Good night, dear. Sweet dreams.
It's so quiet. Terry's getting to me. I keep thinking I should be hearing aeroplanes or guns.
The rest of the world would have to get into a right old mess before it all got to Melbourne.
It's going to be a very different sort of war this time, isn't it?
Yep. We do seem to get better at destroying things.
Tom seems so keen, I hardly know what to say. Oh, I wish there was some way of showing the boys what war is like without them having to suffer through it.
Oh, they'll be all right. Tom's a natural-born survivor, just like his old man. We'll manage, love.